Apparently, I've had another bout of leprosy because no one wanted to show up tonight.
Do we? I'm sorry. So we count as no one, apparently.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you are very reliable, and I want to thank you for that. But apparently, I've already given you my leprosy, which is why you show up.
You had the chain around her leg or something like that. Like she never got to keep me.
Hey, look.
I think that's it.
Just because I watch Black Snake Moan every week has nothing to do with this, John, all right?
Hey, she need to watch Saul so she can know how to get out of this situation.
I'm just not ready to either cut my foot off or break all the bones in it yet. I just can't commit.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Threading and Dreading. We do have a light crew tonight, but we're still going to get out a list of these movie trailers, some movie news, and a little bit of bullshit for you. And to my right, we have...
The Goddess of Gore.
Yay, how are you?
I remembered my name.
Yay, I remember your name.
It's only been 3 years.
Well, she's only had that name for about a year and a half of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Still, I should remember.
And how are you?
Oh, just wonderful.
You had your first day off in what, like 10 days?
Yeah, almost.
Ugh, gosh. Well, I'm glad you got to sleep in, had a nice relaxing day today, and got to watch trailers. No, not all of which were good, but at least you got to watch them.
Yeah.
But joining us via Skype tonight is a very good friend of the podcast. It is our buddy, Chicago Jon.
Oh, I thought it was Indiana Joe. I forgot my name as well. Yeah.
Is that your name for our podcast, Indiana Joe?
Oh, no. It's still Chicago Jon, still copyrighted.
Oh, okay. Still Chicago Jon. Okay.
Okay, good.
But how are you, sir?
Oh, man, I've been well as well. You know, just back here recording again, being back on the podcast after some hiatuses or some bullshit. But, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Hiatuses?
Yes, hiatuses.
Multiple hiatuses?
Yes, because every month is a hiatus. So
it's not just the one long one, it's multiple ones.
Exactly. Or at least that's what I tell myself, so I can get back into the spring of things.
Fair enough. But I'm glad you've been doing well. And I just want to extend another thanks again to all of our listeners who did submit their answers last week for our reboot questions. I wanted to thank you all because there was a great response to that. We're definitely going to do that again. You all had some really great ideas for that. So, again, thank you. But let me ask, John, you seen anything recently as far as movies? Sadly, the Goddess and I haven't gotten out to see any films. Although we did see Ex Machina this week, and that was really good. But have you seen anything, John?
Yeah, you know, this is the movie week, so this is our movie season. So you got to see everything, man. There's no excuse. You're the one who told me about that movie pass Netflix thingy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I forget what that was called, but it was being run by AMC. Well, AMC had established one, but then there was already one that was like instituted nationwide that accepted at like 90% of theaters. So, and that was called Movie Pass, right?
I don't know. You told me about it. I haven't done it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was called Movie Pass. But yeah, this is the season to use that. I mean, because it was I think $30 a month, $35 a month. I mean, if you see 5-6 movies a month, it pays for itself.
A Movie Pass, you can send your check directly to jonathan.lewis0@gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Cheap plugs.
But yeah, I saw Mad Max this past weekend.
And what'd you think?
It was great, man. It was really fun. It was the most fun I had since Fast and Furious 7.
I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I'm such a Mad Max nerd. I'm kind of disappointed at myself that I didn't go out and see it opening night, but I've been really looking forward to this one for a while, and the trailers have been fantastic for it. Oh my god, every trailer has been better than the last. But yeah, we're going to try and get out and see that this weekend.
And I'm glad since the movie is finally out, it finally crushed whatever stupid publicity stunt that was being pulled. Because, just some clickbait shit going around. I guess somebody was trying to get their website to get a lot of clicks. About oh my god, it's a feminist agenda, blah blah blah.
Oh god, all that bullshit.
It was so much bullshit.
No, John, you don't even talk about it because the less publicity you give them, the better. Right. So that's I haven't seen the film, and I know that's a load of bullshit.
I know, that's why you didn't see the film. So, but no, man. But it's like a fun movie because I'm not really into post-apocalyptic movies. I don't like movies where I can't imagine there's a toilet. Anything that I know toilets did not exist, I do not want to be in that movie.
Does that make you very uncomfortable having to think about
It
that?
does, because I'm like, how are they pooing? How are they washing their hands? Everything's dirty.
Well, in Beyond Thunderdome, they kind of cover that. Have you ever seen Beyond Thunderdome?
They didn't have toilets in there, so I refuse to watch that movie too.
No, but in Beyond Thunderdome, they basically say that everyone's shit powers the town. It's like pig shit and human shit. All the gases coming off of that provide power for the post-apocalyptic town. So that's how they cover it. So they might not have toilets, but they got some way of, letting you shit somewhere.
But I don't want a toilet. They need to have some type of toilet. So if they're not having a toilet, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching where people eating people without toilets. Because then you're just eating shitty people.
Okay. So you haven't seen any of the original series?
Bits and pieces, but no. I really, that's not really my type of movie. Because I just don't like the imagine the future of, like, I know we're terrible. All human beings are terrible and stuff. But to the point where we just revert back to just not having toilets, then I can't do it. At least Hunger Games got toilets.
This is true.
Fair enough. Oh, they don't show that where they're all, shitting in the woods during the Hunger Games. They don't really show that. But
at least I know that the rich people have toilets,
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I need to know. Just let me know some rich asshole out there is sitting on his rich asshole.
I can see that where, they're making Book of Eli 2 and Chicago Jon goes up to the box office. Is there toilets? No, I'm not seeing it. And just walks away.
I guess I'll see Sex and the City 5 then.
Lordy.
Sometimes when I am watching like these movies, I don't think about toilets, but what I think about are the women. And I'm like, now how are they shaving? Because I know that is not happening.
That is
in
a
this
very fair
world.
point. You see some of these women, and they have got like their bodies they're hairless.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how in the fuck are you hairless? Did you like find a piece of obsidian and you're shaving with that? What the fuck?
All the women should be neck bearded hipsters in the post-apocalyptic movies.
They should.
Exactly.
They really should.
They should look like me and Mikey or going downtown,
Yep. That's right.
If they don't look like us, damn it, then I know this is fictional.
Yeah, and somehow Charlize Theron has the best smoky eye look of all time in the post-apocalyptic world.
Still have Maybelline down there, so
Oh, yeah. Still have Maybelline.
Tested on rats and everything, so it can survive a nuclear holocaust. So.
It's good to know. Good to know.
But the bottom line, go see that movie. You guys should go see it for fun. It was a really fun movie. It's my top 10 favorite movies of this year.
But I was gonna say, having not seen the previous films, you're able to follow it well enough.
This had nothing to do. If anything, somebody must have saw this movie with what's her name, Denise Theron,
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlie. So somebody must have saw this movie with her, and they said, "Oh, let's just throw Mad Max in there," So they could have took him out of there, and she still would have been all right.
And that's fine. I mean, and so long as it's still a great film, a badass film, it doesn't necessarily mean that Mad Max has to be the lead character. I mean,
if anything, he's like a wandering samurai. He's just wandered in, helped out, and get out of there.
Right, and that's kind of what Road Warrior was. So anyone who complaining about it should just go fucking watch Road Warrior, because that's almost the exact same thing. Anyway, well, getting off of that, we're going to get into our movie news. The first bit is one that really confuses me because of the timing of it, but it is that MGM is moving forward with Shanghai Dawn. Did you get that, John?
It's a really short in Chinese?
No. It is, in fact, the third in the Shanghai Nights trilogy, or the Shanghai Noon trilogy, I should say.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
So, yes, Tracking Board brings news that MGM is moving forward with Shanghai Dawn, the third film in the Shanghai Noon series, with both Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson set to reprise their roles as Con Wang and Roy O'Bannon.
What are they, Time Lords now? They time travel to all the dimensions or time periods? Are they going to come to a time period that got a toilet? Because I refuse to watch those other movies because they did not have fucking toilets back then.
They had toilets in the late 1800s, John.
I don't know about that. The Egyptians had toilets, yes. But not the Europeans.
They were in London in the second movie. I'm pretty sure London had toilets in the 1800s.
That's how they got Black Plague. People just shitting on rats and that's how it was just going around biting people.
Maybe in the poor quarters, but not necessarily the middle class or high class.
Okay, you know what? The rich people did have toilets, so we're good.
Yes. So, yeah, the first movie came out 15 years ago.
Wow.
15 years ago. And then the sequel came out in 2003. So it's been 12 years since we've seen a Shanghai film. What the hell are you thinking? I mean, this can't bank off the nostalgia, and this isn't like, 30 years down the line reboot area, This is a sequel 12 years after the last one. What? Who thought this was a good idea? Do you really have nothing else to make? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I had fun with Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Nights, I wasn't a big fan of. But there doesn't need to be another. So I mean, go ahead.
I'm going to say. So what is Shanghai Dawn? What time period is that?
It's apparently going to be 10, 15 years after the events of Shanghai Nights. Otherwise, they're not going to explain why Jackie Chan looks 20 years older. But it doesn't really explain anything. They've just set it out. They're currently looking for writers, so they haven't even gotten writers, let alone gotten a script going yet.
Well, maybe it'll die before.
Maybe Jackie Chan will die before.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
That's not what I meant.
You son of a bitch.
And then maybe he will off himself before, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Oh.
It reminds me. I saw a supercut the other day of Owen Wilson saying "wow" because in all of his movies he goes "wow, wow, hey, wow." He does that in all of his movies, and I'd seen it before. But I never really knew it before until I saw his supercut. I'm like, oh my god, he does that in every single fucking film.
It's his staple.
It's his staple, just going, wow, shut up! But anyway, I'm not looking forward to this. I mean, look, I love Jackie Chan. I think he's fantastic. And I don't know, I don't want to see him come back in this capacity. I mean, and here's the thing. As much hate as the Karate Kid movie got, I thought Jackie Chan was really good in that. I thought he was great as the teacher, as not the proverbial Mr. Miyagi. I thought he was great in that role. And I want to see him do more of that, being the supporting role, the teacher. I think that's great. I don't want to see him go back to this kind of role. I'm done with that. I don't know.
Is it because you think he's too old?
No, that's not it at all. I still think he can go out and do these things. He still has the capacity for it. I'm just done with this series. I'm done with those characters. I'm done with that universe.
Well, that's different than saying you're done with having Jackie Chan as the main actor.
I know. It sounded like he just said he just want Jackie Chan to be an old Chinese man.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me, too.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think that's what you said. Like, he was great as Mr. Miyagi, an old Chinese man.
And he was!
An old Chinese man that sits at the buffet table that never leaves.
That's not what I'm saying. Christ. I'm saying I want to see him more in the supporting role. I'm not saying he still can't be, action-packed and going out and doing this stuff. I'm not saying that at all. That's his bread and butter, and that's great. Just not this role. I mean, do something else. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
You're, contradicting yourself.
I know, right? I'm so confused with
because you keep saying you want him to be a side character, but yet you want him to just be a main person. It's okay if he's going to be a main person, but you don't want him to be this character. Can't you just say you don't want another Shanghai movie?
I don't want another Shanghai movie.
Okay, it's better.
They're better than just saying, and one more thing, Jackie.
Uno mas. No uno mas. Uno mas. No uno mas.
See Jackie Chan make one final Jackie Chan adventure movie, then that'd be great.
Okay, fine. If you want to see it for that, fine. I don't, but fine. You're in, John. Go ahead.
Do you want him to be the old man in that movie? You can say,
sure. If it's about him teaching his son and then them getting into hijinks, I think that'd be great. I mean, sadly his son is in a lot of trouble in real life. We won't get into that. But if it's teaching his son in that universe, and then them going out and doing stuff together, I think that'd be fun.
All right, I'm writing a script right now that's old, called Old China Sits.
Old what?
Old China Sits.
Old China. I thought you said Old China Sex. What the fuck?
Even better for you,
That's a different movie.
What the fuck? Getting into kind of what amounts to our favorite section of the week, but I'll explain. We're going to hop right into the Reboot Corner.
Reboot! That's our favorite?
Well, not really. I was being...
sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic, yes. But I say the Reboot Corner. It's not a reboot, but it ties into something we had talked about before. But it is that Kate Beckinsale has been confirmed for Underworld 5. Now, I say this because, if you recall, a few months back, we had discussed that they were going to do an Underworld reboot.
Right.
That is now off the plate.
Right.
They decided
and
not...
they're making another.
Yeah, they decided not to reboot the series, and they're going to stick with the current canon, and they are bringing back Kate Beckinsale. Now, I like that, but at the same time, I mean, what drove this decision? Was it basically just that, Kate Beckinsale needs a paycheck? I mean, I don't know what drove this. I mean, I didn't want an Underworld reboot. I still kind of like this universe as campy and as over-the-top as the films are. I still kind of like it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
You know what? I really thought I thought they were going to get together at one point and open up a portal in the Underworld movies, and she jumped through the portal and ends up in the Resident Evil movies.
A Resident Evil Underworld crossover.
That would be awesome.
I'd have fun with that. Yeah. I think that'd be a good way to tie up both series and then just end them there.
It's almost like a Freddy versus Jason kind of thing.
Yeah. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. I would jump to that.
You have two overpowered protagonists just going in there kicking zombies and werewolves and everything. You got zombies, werewolves, vampires, everything.
Yeah.
That, you know what, John? I think you just pitched that movie really well. Why wasn't that on our fucking crossover list? That's a good idea. I would watch that. Good idea, John. Hurry up and get the screenplay done for that before someone takes it.
Yeah, that and the China.
Old China.
Whatever.
I'm still writing Old China, so it'll be a while.
Okay.
Old China sex. Yeah.
He's still sitting there.
Okay.
But yes, the director of this Underworld 5 is going to be Anna Forrester. Now, she hasn't directed a film yet, but she's been attached to Ronald Emmerich for a long time. And I think she's been, like, his first AD for a long, long time. So she's had a lot of experience in the business, but she's never actually taken the helm before. I think she was the AD for White House Down recently, but she's worked on a lot of his films. I don't know how I feel about this one. I do like Kate Beckinsale as this role, but I wasn't looking forward to a reboot. I just didn't think you needed to continue the series either way. I thought it was okay. You didn't finish it before. You kind of left like a little plot point open, although it wasn't necessary. But you didn't need more. Like if you wanted to reboot it like 30 years down the road, fine. But I just didn't want to see any more. I was kind of done. I was happy with it.
Well, too bad. Now you have to watch another one.
No, I have to watch another one. I do not know. John, any thoughts?
I don't know, man. I really don't know about that either. It just, all these things come out so fast. The reboot, not reboots. No.
Again, this isn't really our reboot corner for the week because this isn't a reboot, it's another sequel, but I just thought it was odd that they just decided to up and cancel the reboot when they'd already gotten a script together and they'd gotten directors and some cast together, and then just said, "Oh,
well,
no."
maybe they're gonna use a similar script and she's just gonna like go back in time or something."
Oh God! Oh, that.
So
cliche.
It's like a reboot, but not a reboot.
That they aborted this, and
well, that's it for our movie news. Unless there's anything you want to bring up, John, we can hop right into the trailers.
As far as movie news and stuff, no. Okay, now I'll give you some real news then.
Okay.
Cuba Gooding Jr. will be starring in the O.J. Simpson movie coming out.
What?
Yes.
They're doing an O.J. Simpson film?
An O.J. Simpson movie. So all you white women with your black men, you better love them now.
You know what? Hollywood hasn't really done a big production of a story of him yet. I'm shocked it's taken so long. You would think a story like that they would have jumped on years ago, but for that role, I mean, Cuba Gooding Jr. isn't that big of a guy. I mean, I would expect them to get someone bigger to play the role of O.J. Simpson.
You mean like muscularly?
Oh yeah, muscular. Not. I mean, Cuba Gooding Jr. is a big name,
right?
But yeah,
he got pretty muscular. I mean, that was years ago. But Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
He was pretty.
And
He played a football player.
He did.
OJ was a football player, and he played a retarded football player too. So,
Oh God.
Oh, God. Don't bring up radio. Oh, my God. To quote Tropic Thunder, you went full retard.
there we go.
You don't do it. Just don't bring up that movie.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I don't know if it's going to be a theatrical release or is it going to be one of those straight-to-DVD things or...
Like a Lifetime movie.
Oh, God.
Lifetime. Oh, my God, that was a Lifetime movie.
No, well, with a name that big, I would assume it'd be a nationwide release, but
Yeah.
only time will tell on that one. But no, that's interesting. But thanks for bringing that up. I had no idea about that one.
That's all I got.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to get into the trailers, and the first one is American Heist.
Every generation needs a revolution. The American dream is just that. Just a dream.
This is our war.
Go, 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 go! Let's go, move! We're here to rob the bank. Don't be a hero!
You're my brother, all right? You're supposed to look out for me.
So, I debated putting this one on our list only because it looks really, really generic. But
It does.
it deserves to be talked about only because there are some big names in the cast. This film is actually loosely based off a 1959 film called The Great St. Louis Bank Robbery. It's not an official remake of that film, but it's almost the exact same story. And that film actually starred Steve McQueen. It was one of his first movies.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've actually never seen it, but I've heard it's quite good. And directing this is Sarik Andreasen, and he's an Armenian director. He's only directed Russian films up until this point. But this is a joint American-Russian production.
Okay.
Yeah. So the film takes place, I think, in what is New Orleans, but it's a
It does?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like it's what's her name? Not her name, his name. Adrian Brody and Hayden Christensen were talking like with New York accents or
It sounded like something like that, yeah. Maybe it was either filmed in New Orleans or it's going to take place in New Orleans. I forget which one it was, but
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was at least filmed in New Orleans.
Oh, I thought didn't you say it was taking place?
I did. But
Oh.
and I thought
now I'm totally confused.
Oh, sorry. But yes, this is a joint American-Russian production, which is interesting. It's being shot for very cheap. It's being made for only $10 million, which for an action film of this sort is incredibly cheap. Hell, even small, even District 9, which was shot for nothing, was shot for $30 million, you know?
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's very odd. But in this cast, we do have Hayden Christensen, which, fuck. Do not like him. I'm sorry. He just looks like he's mugging the whole time. Like, every time you look at the kid, he's just shaking his head. He looks depressed and sad and brooding. It's like, just stop.
This movie, he really joined the dark side. Because you got these two other guys. One looked like Denzel Washington.
What was that Akon or was that the other guy?
I have no idea, but one of the guys looked like Denzel Washington. I'm like, who is that? Is that young Denzel?
I don't know who the other cast member is. I know one of them is Akon. I recognized him, but can you just not recognize because you think they all look alike? Is that what you're saying,
Yes,
John?
they do. I get confused sometimes. I'm walking down the street. I'm like, damn, how did I teleport over there?
Oh, God.
There's a time paradox going on.
But also in this, we have Adrian Brody. And we also have Jordana Brewster. And like I just mentioned, we have Akon. But yeah, the plot of this is apparently Adrian Brody has been away in prison for a while because, and I this wasn't revealed in the trailer, this was actually revealed on the Wikipedia. He covered for his little brother, Hayden Christensen. He covered for him on a crime. So Adrian Brody took the rap, went to prison for 9 years or so, and then when he got out, he had nothing to do but go back to crime. And apparently he was protected in prison by one of these two black men.
Oh.
So that's why he's trying to pay him back. So now Hayden Christensen for 9 years has been trying to go straight, but he can't really because he has to pay back his brother, and his brother's trying to pay back someone else, so it's just a whole line of debts,
Right.
Eventually all lead to a Lannister,
I knew that was going to come up somewhere. As soon as you said the word debt.
And then it just showed, the bank robbery go horribly wrong.
Turns out it's a wedding.
Someone you thought you could trust.
Yep.
And then him and the brother gonna sacrifice himself trying to save his brother. Him and the black guy gonna have the altercation, and they gonna, he gonna get away with the money floating in the river or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And then in the end, somehow Hayden Christensen will come into some money, and everything will be okay with him. He'll be able to provide for Jordana Brewster or some shit, And
I mean, life insurance his brother took out.
That'll be, yeah, you know what? That's probably what it is. His brother took out some big life insurance policy, and then it'll be able to provide for him and Jordana. I think we just summed up the whole movie. There we go.
Okay, done.
But yeah, this looks so generic. Like, there's nothing unique about it. I mean, back in '59, this might have been a great story, but we've seen so many of these since '59,
Right.
And there's nothing in this that intrigues me. I'm like, you have to give me something that I want to see in this, and I'm sorry. I've seen this story multiple times in the last 2 decades, so...
Black people robbing the bank, so that's pretty, They haven't seen that in a while. I mean, they've been keeping us out of trouble in Hollywood, so I'm glad. Put it right back in the trouble. There's nothing about this movie I really want to see. As soon as I saw the trailer, I wanted to hit the stop button so fast because I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I kept waiting for something different to happen in the trailer, and nothing did.
No, the one
girlfriend that's like, you gotta stop this.
Right.
Yeah.
The one unique thing was actually that helicopter going down. I was like, wow, he managed to take down a helicopter with just one gun. It's like that's actually pretty impressive. But
other than that,
there's nothing else in this that I thought was cool or unique or that I would want to see. So sorry, moving on. And our next trailer is Vacation.
This family's in a rut. We gotta shake things up.
We're driving to Wally World.
What? This is some bullshit right here.
My trip to Wally World when I was a kid was the best time I ever had.
So you want to redo your vacation from 30 years ago?
This will be completely different.
I've never even heard of the original Vacation.
Doesn't matter. The new Vacation will stand on its own. Okay?
Boy, we're talking about nostalgia and throwing it back to long, long ago. Boy, I didn't think I'd see another Vacation movie, but sure enough, they found a way to revive it.
Yeah.
But in this, or I should say, directing this is going to be John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. Now, they co-wrote Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, and they also wrote The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which isn't a good thing because that movie was pretty fucking bad. But Horrible Bosses was pretty good. I had fun with that. Now, again, they co-wrote that. This is actually their joint directorial debut. In this, we do have Ed Helms playing the role of Rusty. Mm-hmm. We also have Christina Applegate playing his wife. Mm-hmm. We have Leslie Mann, who you may know from like This Is 40 or Funny People or a few other movies. She's playing, what's the daughter's name? Audrey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see her at one point in the trailer. She's playing Audrey.
Oh, okay.
And her husband is Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
Yeah. Who is packing a lot more than a remote in that scene.
That's all the way he put his hammer.
Hi-ho!
Oh, boy. But also in this, we have Charlie Day, which I love Charlie Day. I'm glad he's getting more work. And we also have cameos from Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, which I thought was kind of nice. Although, admittedly, when I saw them in the trailer, I'm like, I kind of want to see Chevy Chase go on the trip with them.
No,
yes!
I don't either.
Why am I the only one who wants that?
We're done with Chevy Chase. He had a chance to win our hearts and community, and he did nothing but shit it on that gift.
I was gonna say, just like you feel about you don't want Jackie Chan to go out and on an adventure, I don't want Chevy Chase. He could just be the old man instructing.
Okay,
I'm writing part 2 right now.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, in this story, we do see that this is primarily about Rusty's family. and his 2 young boys and his wife, and they decide to go on their own vacation to Wally World. And I do like the line when they announced that it's like the youngest or the oldest boy was like, I haven't even heard of the first vacation, and Ed Helms is like, doesn't matter, this vacation will stand on its own. I did like that. That was funny.
Yes.
Admittedly, the hijinks in this film are far filthier than the first time around in the first vacation. Right off the bat, they go to what they call Griswold Hot Springs, which is a sewage plant. Oh my god! I was like that. Pretty fucking bad.
Well, they did kill an old lady in the first one and a dog.
They did.
So
they did, which is the one thing I didn't like from the first vacation movie. I know I've talked about that multiple times. If you kill a dog in your film, I'm probably not going to forgive your film. I just can't. And also, I had said, and maybe John, maybe you can help me with this. That scene with the girl in the red convertible riding next to Ed Helms in the van, okay. And then her car gets hit by like a semi or something. I remember someone doing a parody of that in another format. I want to say it was Family Guy.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think Family Guy did that exact joke.
They probably were inspired by them to do that. So
yeah, and because I'm watching, I'm like, okay, that was funny, but I know I've seen that before. But I think I'm looking forward to this. I think there was some decent comedy in this trailer.
Yeah, I want to see it.
And I do think that Ed Helms is channeling a lot of Chevy Chase from the vacation films. Just kind of, he knows a good amount, but he's also still blatantly oblivious and talks about shit that he really shouldn't talk about.
Right, yeah.
Like the whole rim job thing, and then the glory holes and just talking about it in public.
Oh, that poo scene though, that was kind of funny, but it was so cringe-worthy too. Cringe-worthy. Because it was just poo. Oh, I know. She's rubbing it all over her fucking face. I'm like, oh god. And but here's my thought. Like, I've been next to a sewage plant before. Even if it's exposed to the air like that, it fucking reeks. How do you not smell that shit? Maybe the nose is stopped up.
No, I don't know, but oh god. Then the kid pulls out toilet paper and Ed Helms is spitting it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? The kid finds a needle in it. I'm like, oh, that's so cringeworthy. Oh, God, that's disgusting. I think I'm going to have fun with this. I've enjoyed a good portion of the vacation films. Every Christmas, I'm still watching Christmas Vacation like I've never seen it before. It's one of my favorite Christmas films. And the original Vacation is still great. European Vacation was pretty crappy. Vegas Vacation, they just had nowhere else to go, so they said, oh, let's just whore ourselves out to Vegas. But as far as this one, yeah, I think I would see this. I think I'd have fun with this. John, any thoughts?
It looked like I said, it looked like it had some funny moments, but what was that one movie that had the stripper and it had the guy who was trying to get a crackhead family together to deposit some drugs?
We're the Millers?
Yeah, We're the Millers. After seeing something like We're the Millers,
But here's the thing. We're the Millers was pretty fun.
Right.
I know some people weren't a big fan of We're the Millers, but for what it was, I thought it was genuinely successful. I had a good time with it.
Okay. Now, like I said, saying that it's fun, you think it's too soon to have another kind of vacation movie like this? Because I know Vacation came out a long time ago, but we just got We're the Millers. So you think anybody will say oh, okay, yeah, let me go see that? Or
I hate to say it, there's a whole universe that's been spun for the vacation films. There's so many jokes they can dive into in that universe that they've dived into before. And they've got 4 other movies they can bank off of, and I think there's some great stuff they can do with that. I'm interested in seeing how Audrey ties into the whole plot, and then Chris Hemsworth and how that ties in.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think seeing We're the Millers necessarily gives or takes anything away from this movie. I think this can stand on its own, like the joke says, and I think it'll be pretty good.
I can understand that. I don't know. I feel like like road trips themselves lend a lot of availability to different situations.
Yes. Now,
so they could come up with any number of things to happen.
I mean, if it's lazy, they will just do the same tropes. That a lot of them do. But if you have good writers, then you can do something unique with it.
Exactly.
Right. So, I'm looking forward to it. Right now, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more trailers, and I'm positive about this one right now.
For now.
Moving on to our next trailer, which is The Intern.
Remember a few weeks ago we talked about the senior intern program?
Seniors in high school or college?
No. Seniors in life.
Hold on. What?
That's our founder and CEO, Jules Austin.
Any tips before I go in?
Blink.
Blink.
She hates when people don't blink. It weirds her out.
Hi, Jules. I'm Ben, your new intern.
I'm glad you also see the humor in this.
Be hard not to.
I will email you when I have something for you to do.
I'll wait to hear from you, sir. I'm terribly sorry. Excuse me.
I got a lot to say about this.
Oh boy. So, directing this film, we have Nancy Meyers, or Nancy Myers, I should say. She directed a lot of films that really tie into this whole enjoying your golden years. Like, I'll just list off a few. Something's Gotta Give, It's Complicated, The Holiday, What Women Want. She also directed the remake of Parent Trap. And just to name a couple, like It's Complicated and Something's Gotta Give, those are two movies about, the exploits and the adventures of senior citizens,
Right.
So I feel like this is a common theme in her films. Like, I almost expect to look at this list and see the bucket list on there too,
I thought,
but I didn't.
This movie was ended up to be like hiring a daddy, doc, because it was like Daddy Issues the movie or something like that. I need you to get an intern for me. Give me an old man, an old nice kind man that can remind me of a father that I probably never had.
It seemed like she wasn't aware of the program until he just showed up.
Yeah,
though.
sure she wasn't. Her guy probably heard her crying and stuff like, my dad was a dick. I wish I had a dad that appreciated me and I could boss him around. Here comes this old man to come take care of all of her needs.
Oh gosh!
Why don't more young men dress up like old people? Okay. I'm like, look, I don't dress like a fucking hipster slob. God damn it, woman. But it looks like this movie. I'm interested in seeing it. I like this whole having old people look at young people or young up yuppies. And it kind of pointing out all the flaws with them.
Yeah.
But in this film, we have Robert De Niro, of course, and we also have Anne Hathaway. We also have Rene Russo, and we also have Adam Devine, or Devine, however you want to pronounce it. I say Devine, who's of course from Workaholics and a few other things recently. But I'm gonna say, the plot to this film seems eerily similar to two other movies I've seen: The Internship and In Good Company. Now, In Good Company, you may not remember it offhand, but when I tell you who was in it, you might. In Good Company was Dennis Quaid, Scarlett Johansson, and Topher Grace. Came out in 2003, 2004. I forget the actress's name, but it was also the blonde chick from CSI.
Oh, the lady who played Catherine?
Yes. I forget her name, but she was also in it. And the story of that film was Dennis Quaid basically gets demoted, and his new boss is this really young kid, Topher Grace, and the exact same jokes are basically played out the exact same way in that movie as we see in this trailer.
I don't remember that movie at all.
I remember seeing it, and it was one of my first movies I saw at the theater, I think. But yeah, like it seems eerily similar to that. And then, of course, The Internship just came out a couple years ago with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson,
right?
Which I did like. I think it was The Onion had a good joke about that. The Internship is set to be the best film of 2007.
You know what? I really think that this Intern movie, though, they should not call it The Intern, because that's all I kept thinking about. Like, is this a prequel to The Intern?
Could be. Yeah, the plot of this film is you have Robert De Niro, who for some reason at his age decides he needs to do an internship. Like, I hope this isn't an unpaid internship because he needs to be making something for this, you know?
It's probably some kind of retirement home thing to get his ass out the house or something. So it probably is.
To make him feel important.
That's the new thing with, like, senior citizens, just basically just free work.
Well,
he's not really working, he's just driving.
Yeah. He's just what?
He's just driving around.
Is that it? He's just a driver?
Yeah.
No, he's on a computer.
That's
or
what I
whatever.
thought. I thought he was actually doing work.
You know those old people can't get on computers.
No, because he goes on Facebook at the end.
Yeah. He starts a Facebook profile for the first time, yeah.
And then he's going to be like, just like everybody else's grandparents. Did they take my social security number?
Oh, God.
Order corn. Order corn. I want you to order corn.
They said there's a lot of corn on the internet. No, that's porn, Grandma. That's porn, goddamn.
No, John, I don't know if I told you about that or not. There's this great Facebook page of senior citizens trying to use Facebook, and there are some who think that you can go to like a Facebook page of like Target or Walmart and like type into their Facebook page and order something from it. So there was this guy, this elderly guy, who went on Target's page and just kept typing in order corn or over and over and over and just posting it constantly on Target's page. Like, why aren't you ordering corn for me?
Oh, my goodness.
Like, oh, the elderly in Facebook. Oh, and like
maybe he meant porn, but it was autocorrecting the porn.
Maybe. There was another one of an elderly woman who had gone to like I think it was the Best Buy page and said like my cat died today. Just posted it randomly on their wall. Yeah, just like because they're lonely and she feels the need to share with Best Buy that her cat died that day.
This is why. Never mind.
This is why what?
Don't worry, old people are not going to hear this podcast.
Yeah. So these are the old people who have computers instead of the ones who have to go into where I work and talk to me about all of these things.
Right,
so
right.
now they're just doing it online.
You know what?
Exactly.
Where I work, there's a lot of old people that come in with smartphones, and every time I look at their phone, they all got like the Fox News app. I'm like, how the hell do they know how to download a goddamn Fox News app?
That's the one app they have, Fox News. Oh God.
And it's legit too. They really do look at that app. I'm like, what the hell, people?
Oh God.
Bill told me not to trust you. A little off topic actually reminds me. My sister, my mom, and I just got new phones. We all upgraded to the S6, and my mom has never had a smartphone before, ever. And her trying to figure out the S6 is, like, I'm sorry, bad analogy. It's like watching the primates from 2001 bashing the bones. It's like, what do I do? And I'm sitting there we're trying to teach her how to work the phone, and she has no idea what to do. And I said, Mom, you didn't need the S6. Why did you get the S6?
You could say she was like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson in Zoolander with the,
yes.
The files are in the computer.
The files are in the computer.
That's it. I'm telling your mom.
No.
Just send her a text and she won't be able to read it.
How do I pull it up?
The texts are in the phone. Oh God!
How do I get into the phone?
But yes, I
throw
can't
my
wait
family
to see,
under the bus.
Daddy issues in the movie. So.
Oh no!
Dad turn.
Back to that.
Dad turn.
Dad turn.
Yeah. But yes, in this, Robert De Niro is hired to be an intern for this company. We don't know if he's a driver, or actually working there. We don't know. But Anne Hathaway is apparently not aware of this program, this senior internship program. And of course, they bond immediately. They have like
you don't know if it's immediate.
Well, it looks pretty quick. Like she's pretty friendly with him off the bat, but
okay.
It seems pretty quickly that he warms up to the entire company, and this company has a paid masseuse just walking around. Like, really? Like companies do that? They just have paid masseuses walking around offices?
That was maybe just a joke that the other two paid someone to come.
I don't know. They're one of those new age. Like if you look at her, she had that new age kind of office shit. So she probably did things to make her employee happy, to build morale.
Yeah.
Offices will do that. They'll have disc golf throughout the office, and they'll have Oh yeah, I've seen like not just Google, but like some companies that are relaxed will do this. They'll have like people walking around providing things for you, and
like apparently Atari. Remember we watched that documentary?
Oh man, we
back
saw
in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah,
they were just like smoking pot the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this documentary, John, but do you remember? It was like last year, 2 years ago, when they went into the Arizona desert and dug up this. They dug up this old landfill where they had buried all the old Atari cartridges.
Yeah.
And they found like 10,000, 20,000 old cartridges of E.T.
Yes.
Well, they did a documentary about it. I forget what the documentary was called.
I don't remember.
But in the early days of Atari, they were making so much money that they could just spend a day smoking pot. And it wouldn't matter. They would just get high and just write video games. It was like the greatest job of all time. I mean, and then you think about some of the old Atari games, I'm like, yeah, only someone on pot would think of that stuff, But anyway, as far as this movie goes, just the way it's filmed, just the type of jokes that are being thrown around, it reminds me a lot of those other films I mentioned, like Something's Gotta Give, and It's Complicated, and things like that. Or even What Women Want, I kind of see some of the same jokes and tropes being thrown around. But that being said, I don't think it's inherently going to be bad. I just think it's not entirely, original.
Yeah.
Because, again, it reminds me of the two other films I mentioned a lot. But I don't know. I mean, it could be good. Hopefully it brings something new to the table. I'm not looking forward to it that much.
Right. I mean, I like Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway and all of them. But, I don't know. It's not something I'm going to go out of my way to go see.
Agreed.
I'll probably watch it on TV or Netflix.
If it was Netflix, I would say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I think that looked decent. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I'm going to see it.
Maybe if I had a girlfriend or something like that, and she wanted to watch a movie, have movie night, like she was that kind of girl, then I guess I'll watch it with her.
that kind of girl? What's that kind of girl?
They're like, oh my god, man, let's get together and like eat spaghetti and like watch a movie. I heard this really nice. No, I don't want to watch none of your fucking superhero films. God damn it.
And then maybe you shouldn't be dating this girl.
You shouldn't be dating that girl, John.
She's so hot. I can't help it.
Fuck that.
No. Just no.
Not worth it.
Not worth it, okay.
Moving on to our next trailer, which is Jem and the Holograms.
At some point, we all wish that we could just become someone else.
I'm gonna play you a song I wrote.
Who's got the heart of a hunter, pounding like thunder?
She'll thank me later.
Growling the night.
Something's happening that you really need to see.
What? Oh my god. Is that me?
Did you do this, Kimber?
This is about you not going your whole life wondering what would have happened if you didn't take that chance.
The biggest record company in the world wants to sign us.
You're gonna be famous! Who wants to walk on water?
Welcome to Starlight Enterprises.
This is Rio.
Hi, girls.
You are no longer Jerica.
Jem, that's what we call you now.
That means changing the way you act, sound, and look.
This is us?
No, it's Photoshop.
If you got yours.
Sounds like excitement to me.
My thoughts exactly, John. Oh, boy. We have a lot to say about this one. So, the director of this is John M. Chu. And he was the director of Step Up 2 and 3, and both of the Justin Bieber films.
Wait, Justin Bieber has 2 films?
Yes. He had 2 theater films.
I had no idea.
Well, it was basically just the concert experience.
Oh, wait, no, I thought that was like all the same thing.
No, there were 2 of them. There was, what is it? I forget what the first one was called. Like, You Gotta Believe or something, or You Gotta Believe, or I forget what it was, or Never Give Up.
Never Say Never, was that it?
Never Say Never, I think is what it was, yeah. But
because they mentioned that in the... the trailer, yeah.
From the director of?
I don't know if director, but something of. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it was Never Say Never, yeah. But I just know he had 2 of those films, and this guy directed both of them.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Yeah, and you can tell that the origins of Jem are basically the origins of Justin fucking Bieber.
Yeah.
It's the exact same fucking story, but we'll get into that in a second. This is actually going to be produced by 2 studios. One of them being Hasbro, of course, because they own Jem, and Blumhouse Productions. Yes, the horror studio Blumhouse is producing Gem and the Holograms. And I said, yes, this looks like a fucking horror film.
Yeah, I wish it would turn into a horror film.
That'd be great.
Someone would come in and just kill them all. Great.
I mean, as far as we know, there's no holograms.
Nope.
There's no misfits.
Nope, no misfits.
No.
That was actually a great tweet from William Shatner, of all people. He saw the trailer and he's like, where the hell are the misfits? I was like, William Shatner watched Gem. I kind of like him more now. That's really weird. But anyway, in this, as the lead actress, we have Audrey Peoples. And she hasn't been in many films, but she was in Nashville, which is a television series, I believe. And her one notable film is Sharknado.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think she was the daughter in Sharknado.
Probably, yeah.
And you shouldn't have Sharknado on your resume. I'm sorry. Unless you want to work in more Sharknado films, that's the one film you don't want on your resume.
Sharknado 3 is already being previewed.
Yep.
Are they calling it the third one?
I don't think so.
Oh. They should have just kept going.
Yeah, the third one.
Sharknado 3, the third one. Sharknado 4, the fourth one.
Yeah. God, that's terrible.
That's like that stupid Flonase commercial or whatever. We fight 6 whatever things of your allergies because 6 is greater than 1.
Yeah.
No fucking shit. God, I hate that commercial. Anyway.
Teaching you math in commercials.
That was my rant for the day.
It's okay, no worries. Also in this, we have Juliette Lewis, which I do like that she's in there because she actually is a performer. She has her own metal band.
Yeah.
And I like that they include her. I do like Juliette Lewis. At some point, we also see Molly Ringwald.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, it kind of reminds me of like a bad John Hughes movie.
Yes, it does.
That's funny that she's there.
And she's in it. And you're seeing both of them in there. I was like, you know what? This would be the perfect opportunity to have a bunch of throwbacks to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because Gem was very much an 80s cartoon. I mean, everything you saw in that cartoon was just pure 80s nostalgia, you know?
Yes.
And getting Juliette Lewis and Molly Ringwald would be great for an 80s throwback film. So why the fuck didn't you do that? Sorry, I'm getting off topic again. A couple little cameos I didn't want to mention in this. Samantha Newark and Britta Phillips, who did the voices for Gem in the original cartoon, actually have cameos in this.
Oh, okay.
So I do like that. That's the one plus I will give this trailer, that you decided to bring them back and have them in the film in some regard.
Right.
That's very nice.
Right.
But a couple things. First off, whoever edited this trailer is a dumbass. Because they basically revealed the entire fucking movie. Do you remember, I forget what movie we talked about last week that... Barely Lethal. Barely Lethal did the exact same thing, where they revealed the entire movie in your trailer.
Yeah.
This did the exact same thing. We saw the entire film. Oh,
right.
Okay. We see her origins, which is basically the origins of Justin Bieber. And then she gets a ton of hits. And then a record producer decides to pick her up. And the producer says, oh, no, you can't have the rest of the band with you. You got to be a solo act. And then, oh, well, I need to reunite with them because family's more important than money and being famous. And then they resolve in the end and become a band again.
Right.
It's the entire fucking movie.
Yep. Exactly.
Who fucking edited this shit? Are you kidding me?
I think the real problem lies in who wrote it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's this. The problem starts there.
I don't know if anyone wrote this unless they just congealed.
Just like, let's make it the most generic thing ever.
It's not just generic, it's modern.
It's stupid.
Yeah. And like I had mentioned, Gem is one of the... I wouldn't say it's one of the more popular cartoons of the 80s, but it was probably one of the more powerful female cartoons of the 80s.
Right.
There weren't many of them.
Right.
And for that, it did have a pretty decent fan base.
Uh-huh.
And I think it'd be great to have this film, tie back to that era. It would almost be like this 70s show, or that.
Oh, like make it like it was in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have it tie in like that, where you get to play with those tropes and that kind of comedy, and, and stuff from that era. That would be really fun.
That sounds too hard.
That's hard.
And everything.
So instead, let's make it like every other fucking Justin Bieber film we've seen, or every other origin film we've seen. And
every other use that Josie and the Pussycats was the exact same thing, wasn't it?
It is. It is. Oh my god. Oh, there's nothing unique to this. And again, I'm not even a huge fan of Jem. I think my sister watched it growing up. Yeah. truly outrageous. But yeah, I wasn't even a huge fan of the show. I think my sister watched it, and I never really liked it. But for the people who did like this growing up, I am upset for them. Because the same thing happened with me when we got the Dragon Ball film.
Oh my god.
It was just them just buying up the name to the property, and it's only tied into the original property in name only.
Right.
Oh my god, it's just so fucking bad. It's so generic. So fucking generic. And there you had such an opportunity here to do something unique with this property, and you're just fucking lazy.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've said my piece. John?
Like I said, I agree with you. It took away the fun. It was a cartoon. Gem was a cartoon. And, if they're going to remake it, why don't they make it in the spirit of the cartoon? All they did was take the name and abuse the nostalgia part of it. People say like, well, now now the girls know how it feel for Transformers and Dragon Ball. I'm saying, but at least they did something. They did something. This you can take the name away. You don't have to call it Gem. She could be Ruby and the Sapphires or whatever.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. If you took Gem away from this, you would never know that this was tied to the original cartoon.
Right.
At all.
I mean, she pressed their earring, but we don't know what that got to do.
Wait, what was that?
At the end, she kind of pressed on the earring and said, like, all right, Jim, it's time to...
Oh, yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they did something like that, yeah.
I missed it.
Well, you don't know what could have happened.
Video I was watching.
Yeah, I don't know. To the director, to the cast, to the writers, go fuck yourselves. I'm sorry. This looks generic as fuck, and I will not see this. And... I feel bad for the fans, but to the fans of Gem, don't see this. I'm sorry, because if you pay for this, you're going to support more movies like this.
Right.
And we're going to get more properties that are going to get destroyed. So, I'm sorry, Hollywood has botched what you love, and don't support it. Just don't see it. But that's it for our lead trailers this week. We're actually going to get into our trailer redux, the first one being Pan.
Are you brave, Peter?
Try to be.
The name's James Hook. I'm trying to save your life, kid.
Why?
Let me handle this. Good fair lady, we come in peace.
The little one, he wears the pan.
The Pan is our tribe's bravest warrior.
It was written, when you returned, we would unite against the pirates.
If Blackbeard is going to destroy everything, I'll stand against him.
Now kneel.
I will never bow to you.
First, this trailer doesn't reveal a whole lot that we didn't see from the first one.
Right.
It's almost the exact same trailer, just recut. Which is
just a little bit more.
One or two more scenes. Although they did reveal a couple of things, which I'll talk about in a minute. First off, I have to say this again, because we see more of him featured in this trailer. Why in the hell is Hook called Hook when he doesn't have a hook yet?
Because they were best friends at one point, and you're going to see what made them turn.
That's great. You can do that story, and I would actually have fun with that. But he wasn't called Hook before he had a hook.
How do you know?
There would be no reason to call him Hook. If he got a hook after being named Hook, that'd be really, really fucking ironic and just really lazy.
Maybe his name is Hookery.
Hookery?
I don't know.
Hookshire.
But look, I mean, I understand that this film is having very little to no ties to the original stories. I get that. But if you're going to tell the story of Hook, at least try to keep it canon to why he has a fucking hook or why he's called Hook.
Like, I think if they're making this movie, if they wanted to make more than just one, then they should just say, I'm James Fitzgerald. And then at the end, you have like a little teaser thing and
tease him being Hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, have it be a reveal.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
great. I would love that. I think we actually discussed that when we talked about the
trailer.
Well,
they couldn't name him James Ho, and then you find out his real name is James Hook.
Well, the only reason they did that is because people are going to be asking the whole time, where's Hook? I don't get where Hook is.
Yeah.
And because people are idiots. And I think it would be great to have a reveal like that.
Yeah.
But no, people are dumbasses and have to have it explained out from the very beginning. Or it's just really lazy writing. Who knows? You tell me.
A little bit of both.
Probably a little of both, yeah. But also we find out a little bit more about why Peter is in this world. And it turns out it's the trope of the prophecy.
Right.
Because, look, it was prophesized that some kid who has a pan around his neck would show up and lead our people to freedom or victory or whatever. Because when you have no other way of explaining why someone's there doing something, just say, it's a prophecy. It's so lazy. It's so fucking lazy. But yeah, you've seen this a lot in recent years in films. I mean, a good example would be the Star Wars prequels. In no point in episode 4, 5, and 6 was there any mention of a prophecy. Then all of a sudden in episode 1, they said, we need to have a reason for putting Darth Vader in here and why he's a big character. Why? There was a prophecy. Where the fuck did this prophecy come from? I don't know. Well, why is the character doing this? Because of the prophecy. Why did that character die? Because of the prophecy.
Now, are you going to be mad at Harry Potter?
No, because they did that well.
Okay.
Just
checking.
The trope is overused, but you can still do the trope right.
Right.
And Harry Potter did a fine job with the trope.
Okay.
But a lot of times in stories, it's just thrown in there to explain why everything is happening. Like in Alice in Wonderland. In the remake of that. All of a sudden now, it was foretold. Why? Because it was foretold. But why? Because it was foretold. Shut the fuck up and give me a reason why.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting about this, but this is just lazy. It makes me think that this is going to be a piece of shit. And also, maybe John picked up on this. Maybe I picked on it as well. When you see Neverland for the first time, it's Asgard. It looks just like fucking Asgard. You have the land on top and then the rocks beneath it. It looks like Asgard. I'm like, are they going to Asgard? Because that would be really fucking cool. That would be a great twist. John, anything?
I don't know, man. Peter Pan, I never really liked him too much. So,
too many white people?
Yeah, I did kind of like it. They killed they killed the Indians in there. So
there are no Indians in this. They're all white now.
Sorry, Sammy. Your people are
sorry,
not
Sam.
safe in the fantasy world either.
Oh God, don't get me started on that. I mean, look, I like Rooney Mara as an actress. I think she's fine, but as Tiger Lily, really, whatever. I'm not looking forward to this at all. The visuals look okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple more reveals in this, of the mermaids and of different ships and stuff. And there was one shot of biplanes chasing after the Jolly Roger, the ship. You saw that in London, where there's the ship was flying away and there were planes chasing after it. That was a really cool fucking scene. And I want to see the pirate ship shooting cannons at the planes. That would be really fucking epic. But that would probably be the only scene in the whole film I'd want to see.
Uh-huh.
But apart from that, no, I am not looking forward to this at all. It looks like they have no regard for the original source material. And
about dying kids with cancer going to an imaginary heaven.
Yeah, that's the alternate tale, that it's Peter Pan actually ferrying dead kids to the afterlife. Yeah. That would be an interesting spin. I would want if they were doing an entirely different story like that for once. Yeah, that would be unique, but they're not doing that. But no, I don't think any of us are looking forward to this.
No.
Goddess?
Not really.
No. John?
Nope.
Nope. Moving on to our final trailer for the night, which is Crimson Peak.
It starts holding on to things.
Has anyone died in this house? Specific deaths, violent deaths.
In your own best interest, proceed with caution.
Keeping them alive when they shouldn't be.
If you're here with me, give me a signal.
She knows everything.
Do we have to do this? Must we?
Yes. You have no idea what they do.
What do you want?
Oh, yes.
Whatever.
Wait, what, John?
I said whatever for this.
What do you mean,
It
whatever?
looks like a sci-fi movie.
What?
It does. It looks like they're still trying to render out the special effects.
No, that's Del Toro style.
Loki's not my god, okay? So don't throw Loki in the thing. I'm going to ignore all the other terrible things that's going on in this trailer.
Okay, look, the effects might not be finished, but that's also Del Toro's style. All of the effects that you see are very much in the eye of Del Toro. I mean, it reminded me a lot of stuff from like Mama, and there's another one that he did. Not Hellboy, but a Spanish film that he did. It was The Orphan or The Orphanage. What?
Pan's Labyrinth?
Or Pan's Labyrinth, yeah. That's another good example. The creatures and their designs look straight out of his realm and his eye, which I love that design.
I think I've seen his design one too many times because I saw that in one movie he did, the one with the Pitch Black or Pitch Dark or something, the one with the little gremlins, and then it was some little girl, it was a gremlin. They was in the house that was trying to kill them because little gremlins lived in the house.
Are you talking about Alone in the Dark?
No.
No idea.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It was like, okay, he made it. It was actually rated R for no reason. There was no blood and there was no swearing. I don't know why it was rated R.
Are you talking about Mama?
No, it wasn't a Mama. All right, but you keep going about your story and then I'll find it.
Okay, look it up for me. You tell me.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this. But yeah, we get a few more, not many plot points revealed in this, but in this trailer, it's not really revealed, although it is kind of mentioned. The movie takes place in Cumbria, which is the most northern west corner of England.
Okay.
And it's a very, very isolated place. There are very few people who live in that corner of England, and I think that isolation is going to tie a big role into this film.
Yes.
I mean, because she's basically alone.
They say that.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The sister.
Yeah. Jessica Chastain says something along those lines at one point in the trailer.
Yeah.
But you see in here that they're, Tom Hiddleston courts this girl. I forget the lead actress's name.
She's the girl that played Alice, right?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Apparently, I believe they're newlyweds, and she moves into this home and has basically nothing, but
right.
It's a big home, from the outside it looks very macabre, but it is beautiful. But you turn on pipes and what looks like either blood or red water comes out. It's like, get your shit and out,
Oh no, that's just rust. The pipes are rusty,
Rust,
dear.
right, But it looks like pretty early on that it's revealed that, there's some sort of ulterior motive to this new husband and his sister. What they're doing looks like maybe they're trying to lead her somewhere or sacrifice her somehow. We don't know what's going on. But there is some amazing imagery in this trailer. I mean, like, you see these vats that are like, looks like there's blood caked around them, and you see the outlines in the wheelchair, like the ghost that's kind of sitting there but not.
Oh yeah.
And then the wisps moving by. It's pure Del Toro, but it looks like a great throwback to like something like House on Haunted Hill or the original Haunting. Like where you see the door open and there's nothing there and the handle's jiggling. That's really old school horror, but I love that. It's so simple, but yet can still be really frightening. You know?
Yeah.
Frightening.
Yes, frightening.
Oh my lord. Anyway, I mean, don't be afraid of the dark. It was a 2010 film.
Oh, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I never saw that.
So you call yourself a fan.
Wait, did Del Toro direct that?
He actually helped. He produced it. It was directed by Troy Nicky. But yeah, he was a big time producer. And he wrote it too.
Okay. All right. No, I did not see that one. You thought all about that one when watching this trailer?
It's just like, you know how I feel about creepy, like, I guess, quote unquote, scary movies and stuff like that. I know y'all love it. You guys are. My eardrums are being moist by the way you guys describing this film. So I'm pretty sure it'll be awesome.
Wait, did you just say your eardrums are moist?
Yes, by the way you guys, what coming off of you guys of your love for it. So it's awesome. But as in me, I don't know. I'm not really into the horror stuff. Not that it's scary or nothing. It's just that it bores me. And I see all this stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, it's creepy people, creepy white people doing this, and creepy blood, and creepy this.
Well, yeah, but that's another thing I love. Like, and this is going to be rated R because you see in the trailer there is a ton of blood, and there's blood everywhere. You look out on like the snow in the front yard, and there's just blood caked everywhere. Like, oh my god, like this might be a really, really bloody movie, and I would like that. Like, I haven't seen Del Toro do the really bloody film in a long time. Some of his films can be very violent. I mean, Pan's Labyrinth had some really violent moments, but it wasn't outright bloody. But this, I'm like, oh my god, like, this could be horrific. I would love that.
I just really want to see, the story. I want to know about this brother and sister, and I want to know about their house, and I want to know what happened and what's going to happen.
Right. Because it's hard to infer why they're doing this to this girl.
Right.
Are they doing it because they have to appease the spirits in the home, or are they doing it because they have some ulterior motive for themselves, or are they just doing it for shits and giggles? They like to terrorize people. Who knows?
She's the ancient daughter of the ancestor that killed them, or gave.
It's a prophecy.
Prophecy. It's prophesied that you'd come to this home. Yeah, okay.
Something. Dark side. Something. Horror film.
Something complete.
So, yeah, you guys. I'm pretty sure it's really awesome.
Sadly, the fangirl extraordinaire couldn't be here tonight, but I know she's looking forward to this.
Well, she's looking forward to seeing Tom Hiddleston.
Yes, but she's also a big fan of Del Toro.
Okay.
And this is probably going to be one of the few horror films that she does see for both Tom Hiddleston and Del Toro. So for her and for the rest of us, I think we can say we are solidly looking forward to this one.
Except for
John. Yeah. Who is just a miserable curmudgeon.
I'm old. What do you want from me?
We want you to get hired by Anne Hathaway. That's what we want.
Me, so I can give her all her daddy issues together.
But we're going to move on to our feature presentations. The first one up is Poltergeist. Just going to say right off the bat, not looking forward to it. None of the TV spots, none of the trailers, none of the commercials have gotten me excited for this any more than since I seen the first trailer.
Right.
I mean, they've been showing all the same clips. And I have to keep saying, one, who the fuck would keep that clown around? Because in the first movie, while the clown was creepy, it still looked like a doll a kid would have.
Right.
You know? And this, it looks like fucking Annabelle. It's the creepiest fucking doll imaginable. No kid would keep this in their room. Oh, God. But also, it looks like they've revealed a lot of the scares now.
Yeah, it does.
And, I mean, unless you have some great ambiance and it's like great atmosphere like the original movie did, there's not going to be anything to this. It's just going to be a bunch of jump scares, and it's going to have very little to do with the original film. And I'm sorry everyone's going to be saying, "Oh, why can't you just go in and take it for what it is?" I'm sorry, it's based off one of the best horror films of all time. One of the best PG horror films of all time. So, no. I can't say I'm looking forward to this one. John?
No. You're not.
Yeah, you don't go in for horror, I know.
No, it bores me. It just bores me.
Okay. Goddess.
No.
No. I mean,
Again,
you are the aficionado of horror here.
Lord.
I mean, I want to.
Oh, the goddess send this to hell.
Your soul's required in hell.
Again, I'll probably wait to watch it. Like, I want to see how they mess it up, but I'll wait.
I like how you phrase that. Like, I want to see how they mess it up because it's a guarantee that they'll mess it up. I'm right with you on that.
I'll watch it on Netflix or something.
Okay,
but I don't want to go.
You don't want to spend money on it.
Not looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm the same way. Like, the only way I'd see it in theaters, and I admit I do want to see it, just again because I want to see what they fuck up.
Right.
I would only maybe pay, like an early bird price, like $5 for it if I were to see it in a theater.
Or like a Tuesday special.
A Tuesday matinee or something like that. Yeah. Not looking forward to this one. Next up on our list is Tomorrowland. Now, this one I'm kind of looking forward to for multiple reasons. One, visually it looks amazing. I really do think that this movie's gotten down the vision of what Walt Disney would think is like the world of tomorrow. Like, this is what he would hope Epcot would look like, Something like this. And visually, that looks great. Also, I love Brad Bird. The director of this.
Oh.
He's directed The Iron Giant. He directed The Incredibles. I also think he did Ratatouille. I mean, a lot of work with Pixar, but all of his films I've loved up until this point. So those two combined, I had faith in this. Now, the early press hasn't been great, which really upsets me. But I'm still kind of looking forward to this one. I hope it does something unique. I hope that the visuals are great and that Brad Bird brings something to this world. Now, that being said, it's still a Disney ride movie. I mean, it's not really a ride. It's one of their, sections of their park. Other than Parts of the Caribbean, those haven't been successful. There's been Haunted House, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror film, which was pretty fucking bad.
It was a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. And there's one other. I forget what.
I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to this at all. Unless it turns into, as I've said from the beginning, something like BioShock, which is what it reminds me of. I don't know why, but if it turns into something like that, where it's like, oh, the future and tomorrow, and it's actually turns into all just goes to shit, then I don't want to see it.
That'd be crazy if it turned into a BioShock.
That would be. Admittedly, I'm not going to go in looking for that, but if it did that, it'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, well.
Totally become the Big Daddy with that girl.
Yeah.
The crackhead rich people going around shooting fireballs at you.
Exactly.
You mean splicers?
Yeah,
splicers just running the streets.
I call it what it is.
That's the same thing.
Oh man, that would be really, really good.
Yes. It's like when night comes and then the seedy underground comes out in Tomorrowland, and it's like BioShock.
Oh man,
that's what I want to see.
You know what? I think if they don't do that in this one, I think you've greenlit the sequel for this. Oh my god, that would be so good. Oh, Disney, get on that. Oh my gosh. I know neither of you are really looking forward to this one, but I kind of am. And I hope it's good. Again, the early press hasn't been great, but I do kind of want to see this. John, any other thoughts on it?
Yeah, it looked really good. Nice. It's a Disney little action film. So just see how Disney does this.
Okay. Moving on to the next film coming out this next week, which is San Andreas. Boy,
you know what? Sometimes you just want to go see a
disaster
movie just for fun.
Yeah, and that can be great, I don't know how I feel about this one. I mean, I know it was Straight Paul who had said this looks like all of the best action scenes from 2012.
Right, yeah.
And that's fair, but at the same time, there are some pretty good effects in this. And yeah, sometimes you just want to go in and see the world destroyed.
Exactly.
Because fuck the world.
You just want to watch it burn.
Yeah.
Or drown.
Burn this motherfucker down. The recent TV spots and trailers have all kind of looked the same. We've seen a lot of the same shots. But
I think that's okay.
It is, because I'm really hoping they're saving a lot of the good stuff for the movie.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a couple...
I hate when trailers do that.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of the big shots of, some buildings falling and, like, the rippling wave of the aftershock going through the city.
Yeah.
And those are all great shots, but I can only hope they're saving more for the film.
Yeah.
You've seen the tidal wave, which is just like it's going to wipe out all of San Francisco. Is it San Francisco or LA that they're in? I want to say it's San Francisco.
I don't know. I mean, you know how these movies are. They show shots from like all over. Mm-hmm. Like with like The Day After Tomorrow or something, like places where the characters aren't even at.
But important landmarks.
A shot. Right. So I mean, they did show the bridge, the San Francisco
the Golden Gate
Bridge.
Okay, so
but that doesn't mean that that's where they are.
Right, that's true. But you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'll see it.
I think I'll see this in theaters. I think it'll be fun for what it is.
I think it's been a while since a horror, or not a horror movie, a disaster movie came out.
Yeah. I mean, the last one I can think of was 2012.
Yeah.
And that was what, back in
2012?
No. It came out before that. Actually came out in like 2010.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was saying, "Oh, this is what's going to happen in a couple years. Be careful."
Right.
And nothing happened.
Right. Yeah, I'll see it.
But yeah, we haven't gotten a good blow up the world film for a while. John, any thoughts?
No.
You're very quiet about these feature presentations. You have any thoughts on
like I said, I'll see Tomorrowland. That looks awesome. This one, no. Definitely not gonna see. Like I said, definitely not gonna go see Poltergeist. So I'm waiting for Ant-Man. I'm waiting for the big stuff.
Okay, you're not a fan of The Rock?
I like The Rock. I really enjoy Furious 7. But I see a disaster movie, saving loved ones, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it's been done. It's probably gonna be something neat, some kind of special effect that's amazing, but I don't really care.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to our next feature presentation, which is Aloha. Now, we talked about...
Oh, God, that...
Yeah, we talked about this one a couple months ago. And it's gotten very little advertising. John, have you heard about this one?
It's like a sequel to Lilo and Stitch.
That'd be great. I'd watch that. No, this is... Oh, my God, what's the actor's name?
Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper. Why was I spacing on his name? It's Bradley Cooper being
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone and Alec Baldwin and Rachel McAdams and I think Bill Murray's also in it.
Maybe.
I think I saw him in the trailer. Yeah. But it's him being stationed in Hawaii and then him meeting like his military liaison, which is Emma Stone, and kind of falling for her, but then meeting his ex, Rachel McAdams, and of course hilarity ensues. It's not meant to be really a comedy, it's just more of, a romantic drama. But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look generic. It looks like it was more or less an excuse just to shoot a film in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Doing the Adam Sandler thing, But I don't know. I haven't seen any advertising for it recently. And despite the fact that it comes out in like a week, you'd think there'd be a lot more commercials for it, considering the names that are in it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Right, you haven't even heard of it. So I don't know. I would hope they'd advertise it more. I don't necessarily think it's going to be bad. It's just there's nothing unique about it.
Right.
There's nothing for me. There's nothing drawing me in.
Exactly.
So, John.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. It doesn't draw me. I don't even know what you're talking about. I haven't even seen this movie, so I'm not even going to try to BS with you on this.
Okay, fair enough. Finishing up with our feature presentations, which is Survivor. Now, we did talk about this one about a month ago now, I think, and this is Pierce Brosnan and Milla Jovovich. And like Aloha, there hasn't been a whole lot of advertising for this one. Like, John, have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, the premise of this one is that it takes place in London, I believe. At least the beginning of the film is in London. And it's a bombing goes off by this guy who's called, like, the Watchmaker, I think, right? Is that it?
I have no idea.
It's Pierce Brosnan. He's some sort of terrorist. It sets out a bomb. It turns
you
out
don't know he's a terrorist.
Well, they call him a terrorist.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. But he sets off this bomb, and it's meant to be really a distraction, a cover for really killing one person, which is Milla Jovovich. It turns out she has some sort of information or is a witness to something, and he's an assassin trying to kill her. Well, you see that in like the first minute of the trailer, but then after that, it just gets really busy. Like, she's involved with something else, then she's hacking a computer, that ties into a bunch of different government stuff, and you're like, what the hell's going on? It gets really, really busy. But since we've seen this trailer, I haven't seen any TV spots.
No.
It's really odd. I haven't seen anything for this.
Are you sure maybe they didn't push the date back or anything?
I mean, at least from what I checked, Box Office Mojo and ComingSoon.net, it has it set for next week.
Weird.
Yeah. And I was actually saying this to the Goddess earlier. I feel like a lot of these films, like Aloha and Survivor and others, they're kind of getting overshadowed by the really big names right now. Like the Mad Maxes and the Avengers and San Andreas. All these big names are getting pumped out there, and you can't release your movie on the same weekend. You just can't, because it's just going to get overpowered by these big movies. So for movies like this, like Aloha and Survivor, you have to try and find your niche weekend, or either push it forward or push it back. Because otherwise, it's just not going to make the money it needs. You know? I don't know. I mean, John, you've never heard of this.
I'm looking. I saw the trailer, and of course, I can't even tell what to make of it. Is it like a Bourne movie?
Yeah, it looks like multiple movies. Yeah.
Is James Bond and just old James Bond?
Yeah. And admittedly, Pierce Brosnan does look pretty cool in it. I think he's actually pretty solid as that character. But I don't know. I mean, Goddess, would you see this?
Oh, of course you had to ask me in the middle of a yawn.
Sorry.
The yawn explains it all. So yeah.
Exactly. No, I would not right away. At least I would see if any good news comes out of it after it's already come out. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna go out to see it.
Yeah.
Make a special.
It definitely looked like a grandma movie. Like you.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like these little movies I would find at my grandma's house. Like, hey, grandma, you went to the theater, or you been to Walmart today? What did you pick up? What is this?
Survivor.
Survivor? Oh, okay.
She thought it was a season of the show.
Maybe James Bond is old on this one, and he killing some skinny girl.
No, I don't know. I feel like I would probably want to watch this, but I wouldn't pay money for it. Right. I'm not going to see it in theaters. I'd Netflix or Redbox it, The trailer doesn't intrigue me in any way. There's nothing unique about it. So, I mean, because it hasn't told us anything other than the initial premise. It's just so busy. So,
I don't know. We always complain about trailers telling too much, and now when we get a trailer like this, we're like, no, you didn't tell me enough.
Well, not just that. I mean, you can have mystery in a trailer. That's great. And drawing the audience in. I think those trailers are good. But at the same time, this trailer shows you too much while not telling you anything about it. That's what the problem is. You tell me the initial premise, then you show me everything else without telling me what the hell's going on. So, in that sense, yeah, the trailer failed. So, no, I don't know. I'm just torn about this one. It could probably be decent. It's just not anything that seems unique right now.
Yeah. It looks like a longer version of a Burn Notice episode.
And as that, it'd be good. Like, I wish we would see a Burn Notice movie.
Yeah.
If only that was the case. But anyway, that's it for our feature presentations. I want to thank the Goddess of Gore for coming by.
Yep.
I want to thank Chicago Jon for coming by as well.
And you will be seeing my 2 movies coming in theater, Old China and Old China Part 2.
Oh, real nice.
I can't wait to see them. I already love it.
But we'll try and have you on again sometime, John.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yep, it's always great having you. And I, once again, and the Projectionist, want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a very good night, and take care.
Bye.
Peace.